everyone. Welcome back to the Her Money Mindset Show. I'm Stephanie, her money coach, and I am so excited you're here. We are on week 3 of our series to kickstart your finances for next year. And today we are tackling money goals. We'll translate that vision that we did last week into actionable, achievable goals. Most of us start with broad goals, like I want to get out of debt. While the intention is good, these vague goals fizzle out because we're missing the time bound aspect and we're missing how we're going to actually get there. So think about it. If your goal is to get out of debt, but then you're faced with an unexpected expense or a tempting purchase, and you don't have a plan, it's much easier to just swipe your credit card than make a decision based on a plan you already had in place. When we have a plan, we're using that prefrontal cortex part of our brain, the planner, the humanness. That is the part of our brain that makes us human, that lets us make plans instead of just reacting and being impulsive. So when we make a plan, we're helping our brain know what we want and we're telling it to know what we want so that it just doesn't do its own thing. And sometimes this might take taking our big goals and breaking them down into manageable actions. When you get specific about the actions you want to take by when, you're not relying on motivation alone. You've eliminated the questioning of yourself of should I buy this, which causes a struggle in your brain because you've created this system that makes the decision easier to happen. It just becomes automatic. Think of it this way. A financial goal without a plan is just a wish, but a goal with clear steps becomes a new habit waiting to happen. If you've ever felt like you're spinning your wheels when it comes to your money goals, you're not alone. Many people set goals without a clear plan, and it gets them frustrated and stagnated and stuck. We will talk about how to avoid those common pitfalls so that you can set and achieve your financial dreams. Research tells us that writing down our goals increases the chance to reach them dramatically, yet people still struggle. A good tool to use is called SMART goals. They make sure that each of your goals are specific, measurable, actionable, relevant, and time bound. You've probably already heard a lot about setting goals, but do you truly understand how powerful they can be? A Harvard business study found MBA graduates who define goals earn significantly more than their peers. And the reason is because goals give you clarity. And like I say so many times, goals tell your brain what you want and how you want to get there. The goals are like the North Star. If you think of it like a GPS system, your vision is the destination that you want to reach. And the turns to take Arapahoe Road, turn left on Bellevue. Those are your goals that help you get to the destination. If you don't know the destination, which could be your vision, your dream, what you want, you cannot find goals to get there. And if you don't have goals, you don't have which turns to take to guide you to the destination. Without this destination or this North Star guiding you, you're like in murky waters. You just don't know what to do. You don't know where you're going, and you can't get there. The big difference between the vision, imagination, the dreaming that we did last week to goals is that goals are always time bound. For example, one thing to say, I want to be wealthy. I declare that I want to be wealthy, to a goal, which is I plan to save $10,000 for a house down payment in 2 years. By December of 2026 or 2027, I will have saved $10,000. This is the details or the specificity that's needed to turn it from a wish or a dream into a goal. Again, you're thinking of it like programming your GPS so that you can get clear direction and you can stay off track, because we all know when we're getting to a destination, There could be an accident, there could be a detour, and we get off track and we need a way to get back on track. And our goals are a great way to check in. Are we still heading towards the destination we want? Imagine you're driving on some road out in the middle of nowhere, winding through cornfields, when suddenly your internet connection fails and your car's navigation system goes offline. You reach this fork in the road and you are utterly unsure which way to turn. You have no idea because your GPS has gone out. There's no one around to ask because you're in the middle of nowhere. The scenario of a fork in the road illustrates that confusion you would face without financial goals. You would just not have the direction to get to the destination that you wanted. Conversely, clear money goals is like a reliable GPS. Each decision has purpose and is directed to get you to that end place. It basically just gives you a structure. And again, the research is proven that setting explicit goals makes you 10 times more likely to get there. There's also something very empowering about setting and achieving goals. It builds your confidence. It's both liberating and motivating. And when you tick off that financial goal, no matter how small, it's evidence to yourself that you're capable of doing things that you said you wanted to do. And growing your confidence is key to taking charge of your money situation. If you have faced money setbacks, I will tell you, it's easier to shy away from setting new goals because you're still in the aftermath of this fear of failure. And it's hard to set a goal because you don't want to be disappointed because you were disappointed in the past. I want to tell you that it's not about reaching your goals. It's about having a goal and then the journey you take to get there. Because what we know is that sometimes things happen or sometimes things change, and that's okay. It's not about giving to our goal. It's about having thought about what we want, having set measurable goals to get there, and whether we get there or not does not determine our success or failure. I have many, many goals. Obviously, I had a goal to be a business owner and earn X amount of money, and that didn't work out, and that's okay. That's how it goes. Now I need to go on to the next goal, but that's where people get stopped and they don't want to go to the next goal because they're scared from past disappointments. But that's where we as a people and as a society need to stop looking at failures as meaning something about ourselves. Failures are just lessons that we learned that help us going forward. That's it. They aren't bad. They aren't good. They just are. They're things that didn't go the way we thought they would. And that happens all the time, everywhere in our life. Don't let the fear of a past failure compound on past disappointments and keep you from setting new goals. If you have been in a money setback, it's a very powerful step to move forward, is to set that next goal. Don't let that past experience hold you back. It actually will reassure your sense of control and rebuild your confidence because you're going to be on a new course. You'll be charting a new path. Each new goal will mean a step away from that situation. Setting goals aren't just about that goal, like, for example, saving $10,000 to put a down payment on a house. It's about knowing if that's my goal, what things do I need to learn? What skills do I need to have to able to meet that goal? Do I need to learn something about investing? Do I need to learn how to set up automated savings? Do I need to learn whatever it is, whatever skill? When you have that goal, you can now decide what things and skills you need to learn to get there. In doing so, you're replacing confusion with focus and progress. Another thing that happens when we have a money setback is we get confused. We get stuck in our negative mindset and we lose clarity and confidence. And that's why we need to go ahead and set new goals so that we have clarity and we lose that confusion and we have focus so that we can move forward. If you are hearing yourself say things in your head like, I don't know where to start, I don't even know what I want, that means you don't have clarity and you need to be doing this work around your vision and thinking about the possibilities so that you can set goals and get on that path to where you want to go. Just like we talked about when we were doing our vision, it is important that our goals also align with our deepest values in life. Our goals need to be aligned, or we're not going to want to pursue them, especially for women. I think aligning your financial goals with your personal values is going to bring life balance. It's going to make you feel better, whether it's for financial freedom or security for your family or the freedom to travel, or like we've talked about for me, the freedom to have a adventure trip once a year with my whole family. If your goals match your values, there will be no stopping. I also want to say it's not just about these big goals. Sometimes there's smaller goals, and every single one needs to be celebrated because every single one is just going to increase your confidence, and you're going to be proving to yourself that you can set goals and achieve them. Actually, the small goals are a great way to start because they can give you easy, fast wins, and that gives you momentum and confidence. When we reach a goal or something we said we wanted to do, our body releases a chemical called dopamine. And this dopamine boosts the pleasure in our body and reinforces this goal setting habit. There's an actual biological response in our body that when we do this and we set goals and we meet them, it makes us feel good. And so it forms these habits. Once you start setting goals, you can start to see how money is a tool and how you can manage it. You can put in systems so that you use your money effectively rather than it being a source of endless worry. This can give you peace of mind, which when it comes to money is something a lot of us are looking for. So there you have it, my friends, a look at how important achieving goals is, whether you're starting from scratch or you're recovering from a setback or looking to streamline your future planning. Remember that well-defined goals are your most powerful tool. They provide clarity and direction and a sense of purpose. Even more than that, they empower you to take control of your destiny and set up the actions or the directions to get there. Now that we've talked about why we would even set goals, let's just talk about a few powerful tools or strategies to help us take those big dreams and make them into SMART goals. As we do that, I want to go back to the very important thing I've been talking about, where your goals need to align with things that have a lot of purpose and value to you. If I think about an example in my own life, a friend of mine drives a brand new Lexus LX 600F. This car is worth well over $100,000. And I could set a goal to buy that same car by the end of the year, influenced by how much she loves this car. It brings her so much joy. She loves it. But here's the thing. Cars don't matter to me at all. I want a car that is reliable and drives, but I don't get a thrill out of driving a luxury car or even fantasize about owning one. Sure, it would be great if such car just appeared on my driveway, but I don't want to do the work to get it. That's not important to me. I'm not willing to make the trade-offs required to make that a thing in my life. So buying this car wouldn't just miraculously show up on my driveway. It would require significant financial commitment and sacrifice. If I did buy it, I'd constantly be thinking about all the other things I could be doing with that money, like investing towards financial freedom, like doing these amazing trips with my family. And yes, I want a reliable, decent car, but I wouldn't be motivated to work for a luxury car because in my heart, it doesn't matter. This example is just to show you a fundamental truth that you won't be motivated to achieve your goals if they don't resonate with you personally. To set goals that ignite your passion and drive, they must deeply be personal and meaningful to you. Someone else's goals aren't your goals. You just need to be in touch with what you truly value and you want in your life so that you know that things that you genuinely care about. As we're setting these SMART goals, we just need to understand the why behind our goal. Why is this important to us? One of my personal goals this year is to really understand my spending habits. I am not a big spender and I don't struggle at the end of the month, but I've stopped tracking my expenses. So I have some unconscious spending that has led to purchases that I probably don't even care about. My goal now is to track the spending and understand where my money goes. Why? Because I've realized I'm probably wasting money on things like monthly subscriptions, impulse buys, which detracts me from spending on things I genuinely care about and want, like saving, investing, memorable trips with my family. As I'm getting older, it becomes increasingly important to be on top of my finances so that I know I can take care of myself. This realization hit home after that big business setback and made it clear that I need to assess all of my money habits and make sure they're aligned with the things that are important to me, just like I'm telling you to do. Once you have set a goal and you've thought about why is this goal important to me, so you've connected it to what's truly important to you, then you need to think about the how of the goal. What are these skills you need to develop, and what would a plan be to get there? It could involve different options to spending plans, looking at budget apps, reading books on conscious spending. I could set a goal to create the spending plan by the end of the month and then institute a monthly money date to look at it and review it and see if I'm on track. So it's important in this process to answer both why and how. And that involves different parts of your brain. The how involves the planning aspects, like using your prefrontal cortex, and the why taps into the dopamine reward system, giving you the motivation and satisfaction to actually do the things you want to get to your goal. It's also important to have visual reminders of your goal. So I, on a weekly, monthly, daily basis, look at my goals and just do a quick glance. Are they changed? And they do change. They do change week over week. Sometimes they change in a big way and sometimes a not so big way, but definitely not just leaving it once a year, one and done. It's something that you have to be reminded of, keeping it in sight so that you know that you're still taking those turns necessary to get to the destination you want. We've talked about some things not to do, but let's talk about how we can avoid some of these goal setting mistakes. Because even if you have the best intentions in the world, it's easy to get off path. We can set our destination, our GPS is taking us there, but the truth is things happen. As we just talked about, it's important to know the why and the how of your goal. One common mistake I see is that people are overly focused on the how and they oftentimes forget about the why. So you might feel pressured to achieve something and in the end you give up because it's not reinforced by a belief that you have. Your why is the driver behind what's keeping you committed. Without it, your inner critics, your saboteurs might take over, pushing back against your goals, telling you they're stupid or you'll never do them. All those things that the negative chatter tells us. If you don't have a strong why about why you want this goal, those negative voices can just get louder and louder. Another mistake, which I make all the time, is setting too many goals. It's tempting to try to change everything at once. Save $10,000, make $1 million, change jobs, start a business, write a book, learn Spanish, all in one go. But this is like punching yourself in the face. Focus on 1 to 3 goals at a time, choosing one that not only improves your life, but boosts your self-esteem and confidence. One that if you change that, it changes other goals in your life. Too many goals lead us to overwhelm, and you end up just ditching them all, being disappointed, and not setting goals. The third mistake people make is goals that are too hard or too easy. Balance is key here. So don't set goals that are so ambitious that they're unattainable, but also avoid ones that don't challenge you. They need to be just right. For example, this idea of improving your relationship with money, that was something that I always resisted. It seemed like a time consuming thing and I didn't really see the value. But if I think about it instead of something more manageable, like I could spend 30 minutes each month just dedicated to focus on one aspect of my finances. That to me feels achievable. and ambitious in ways, and provides me a level of commitment without overwhelming me. The fourth mistake people make with goals is vague goals. Goals like having a better relationship with money. That is too general. You need to define what success looks like we just talked about. For me, in that case, it would be spending 30 minutes each month thinking about something that is specific and measurable that has to do with my money. Another good trick is to use a range for your goals. So instead of having a fixed target, consider setting a range that makes it easier to attain. For instance, in my 30 minutes each month example, if that felt overwhelming, I could instead say I'll spend 20 to 40 minutes each month on my money date. And this approach gives me flexibility, which might make it more doable and make the goal more appealing to me. As you're setting up your SMART goals, go through this list of common mistakes and make sure that your goals are clear, achievable, and aligned with your personal values, and that you're not falling into these typical mistakes. Remember, goal setting isn't about that destination. It's about your journey and the growth and the things you're going to learn to get there. Keep working on your goals and taking the steps to change your money realities. Next week, we're going to break those goals down into the daily habits we need to keep us on track. If this episode helped you, please share it, leave a rating and review. It helps get the word out so we can help other people on their journey to find money, peace, and momentum. And don't forget to visit hermoneycoach.com and subscribe to my free weekly newsletter for more tips. See you next week as we dive into money habits. Until then, remember you have the power to change your financial future, and I'm here cheering you on every step of the way.